We're going to take a look at Census.gov. It's a very powerful tool and it receives information multiple ways. One of them is coming up in 2020 where the general population census will be completed. It's been going on for at least 150 years, I think longer than that though. And if you do, I like to do family history exploration, and it's fun to see the census documents. They're released after 100 years, and it's fun to see family comments and information about what they did, where they're from, things like that, from past family members. And it all stems from this site. So we're going to take a look because there's a lot of information you can find for your marketing plan or a business plan or any kind of report that you're working on. So we start by going to census.gov while we're there, so that makes it nice and easy. They do change the interface periodically, so the safest place to look is Explore Data. And then Explore Data Main, so that's that top left choice. There's three options. One is American Fact Finder. That's what we're going to be using, but you may not need to dig that deep into the information that's provided. You might just need some quick facts, so that's something that you might want to take a look at. You can type in a city or a state or some geographical breakdown, and it'll just give you most common requested items for those areas. For our case, we're going to go into American Fact Finder. There are three options for searching. If you want to fully customize the tables and do your own searches, you can go to the Download Center. But do keep in mind there are, I believe, nearly 1 million tables to choose from. You can go into Advanced Search, which can give you a little bit more information, but it helps you at least drill down into the types of tables. So it gives you some support. And then what I usually use is the guided search, because it's very helpful and it makes it so that I don't have to wonder which tables are connected to each other so that they can provide data. Then I'm going to click on Get Me Started. That takes us to step number 6. We're going to click on the button that says I'm looking for information about people. So I'm going to choose that and go Next. And the next thing on my list, let me make this a little smaller, there we go. Next thing on my list is click the plus sign next to age and sex. And in this case, I just want the age. Now I'm going to click the plus sign next to education, and I want educational attainment. And I'm going to click Next. Now I'm to step 13. In the Selected Geographic Type drop-down, select County. We're going to narrow that, and we're going to say Idaho. And then we're going to narrow further for Twin Falls. And we're going to add that selection. And we're going to click Next when it's added. Then we're going to click Next. We're not going to separate by race or ethnic group, so we're going to skip this step and go Next. And it brings us to our tables. Well, we want the first one. And this gives us information specific to Twin Falls County. It breaks it down first by the total number of people in Twin Falls County. Then it breaks it down by male, and if you scroll down further, by female. So add those two numbers together and you'll get this. Then it breaks males down by age groups and females down by age groups. And then the final breakdown that we're using for our search is educational attainment, and that is this final stepped in group. So for our purposes, Twin Falls County, male 18 to 25 with a high school graduate, 1095. 1095. So there's our first number. With some college, 1528. 1528. Now, we want the state of Idaho as well. We could start over and this time choose state level, but here's a secret, and it's so cool. You can go into Add, Remove Geographies, and you can say, well, what do you want to add? Well, I just want to add state. What state do you want to add? I want to add Idaho, not Hawaii. Well, there we go. Add to your selection. And then have to scooch this over a bit. Show table. So now the table has been adjusted to also include Idaho information, and we didn't even have to go back to the beginning. So now males 18 to 24 for Idaho altogether, 31,592. So here, 31,592. For some college, 30,199. 30,199. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to do that for each one of these items. Well, then I want to figure out what percentage of items this breaks down to be. So I want to be able to take and do a little quick multiplication or division. So I'm going in, and so that you can see the math I'm doing, I'm going to do it in Excel. And I'm going to move it over here. So we know that high school graduates are 1095, and we know that some college is 1528. And that is Twin Falls. Now, Idaho, we know, is 31592 and 30199. So then I want to see the total, and the total high school graduates, the total, and we want to go up a level. So all of these break down this number. So I want to know how many of these people go into the percentage of Twin Falls County and Idaho. So I know that I want 18 to 24 as my segmenter. So 18 to 24, I know, is 3563. And I'm going to shrink this so that I can see that better. There we go. There we go. So I know that high school graduates, and I'm looking right here, and then I want to take it up to the total number of 18 to 24-year-olds. So in Twin Falls, the total number is 3563. And for Idaho, it's 81,754. So 18 to 24 Idaho and 18 to 24 Twin Falls. Then I'm going to figure out my percentage. So equals 1095 is a percent of 35. So I know that there are that 31% of the male population in Twin Falls is a high school graduate, 18 to 24. Now, what about some college? I know that that number is the total, so it's all of these numbers combined. So this number stays the same. But I'm now taking this subsection, so equals some college divided by the total number. And I should adjust this so that it's easier to see. Let's see. So if I were to, okay, we know this is the information we want. Total Twin Falls and this is all 18 to 24 male. So total Idaho. So all of these, if you add their percentages together, all the way from less than 9th grade through graduate professional, all of them will equal the 18 to 24 because all they've done is separated. Do you have at least 9th grade? No. Okay, then you go in this column. Do you have 9 through 12 but no diploma? No. Okay, then you don't go in that column. Do you have a high school degree? Yes. Okay, you go in this column. So they're just little hashtags so they're breaking down how does each one of these people fit into this section. So what we want to do is we want to see what percentage of these fit within here. So we know that 31% has a high school diploma, and we know in this case 43% has some college. So this is the constant, and then it changes based on the segment we're choosing. So for the state, we know that this is our total number of men, 18 to 24. So of that segment, what percent are high school graduates? We click on high school graduate divided by total number. We click on some college divided by total number. And then we adjust them so that they just show the percent. So now coming down here, I know some college is 43%, high school graduate is 39%, and some college at the state level, 37%. And you're going through and you're just doing the same thing all the way through for each row. Then once you've done that, you'll have a better idea for what age group you want to go with. And realistically, there's enough people in each one of these age breakdowns. You can choose any of them and be just fine. Because we're not going, now if we were going all the way to graduate or professional degree, for Twin Falls, that's a little bit more narrow. This number, there are more than that. I mean, just even who teach at the college, there's more than that. But they're just not 18 to 24. If you get into the older age groups, you'll see that the numbers change. So it matters what you're choosing, but for our purposes, we're just doing high school graduate and some college. So all of these segments will have plenty of people to be able to choose an age segmentation. We're not going to break it down by sex. We're just going to keep it more generalized at this point. So when you choose your segment, make it 18 to 24, 25 to 34, 35 to 44, 45 to 64, over 65, whatever you want. And that will be the focus as you decide information about your customer. So that takes us through step 20. So you're going to pick one as your target audience. In step 21, you're trying to get to know your audience more effectively. So what you're doing is you're doing Google searches to pull up data about your customer segment. The one I have here, length of unemployment is longer for those over 45 without a college degree or without vocational training. And I was able to pull it up in this newspaper. So I cite it in APA format, and you do that for each one of your 10 data points. There's no magic way to pull up information. You're just going to do some Google searches until you find information that it fits for you. So let's see what we can find. Let's say we're doing 18 to 24, and what are their interests? So you're going to do different word search, different sentences, and you're going to pull up different things until you find the information you want. And you might go into a site and you might look at it and go, that's really not what I want. You're going to go to the next one. And you're going to be scrolling through and you're going to say, wait a minute, this is online and the focus of this class is specifically offline. So this isn't doing me any good, but wait a minute, courses are delivered online using the online portions are done via Canvas, and you can use your cell phone. Well, this sentence becomes very, very helpful, because if a student is on their phone for over 3 hours a day, that's almost a whole day a week, and that might be an interesting point that you want to carry forward. So I would use this as a data point if I was doing 18 to 24, and then I would cite this page and this URL in my APA formatted reference. So that's what you're looking for. No special secrets on how to find information. You're just finding things that help. And you're going to be sprinkling that data throughout your marketing plan. You're going to bring some pieces into your executive summary at the when we write that toward the end of our process. You're going to include information when you do your customer persona, so that you can demonstrate that you know your customer, you know their likes, their interests, their challenges, and how you can use the company and what the company offers to address those challenges. So that's the assignment. Filling this out and then coming up with 10 data points for your chosen demographic. Let me know if you have questions. Thank you.